Masechta Menochos Daf Yud Zayin Amud Aleph. We're starting from Tes Zayin Amud Beis, the last word, Amri. Okay, here we go. Zag the Yimana Amri Charif de Pumbedisa. The sharp ones of Pumbedisa had said, who are the sharp ones? The Eifa and Avime, they were the sons of Rechava. Zag the Yimana Haktorah ala Kaimitz Mefagels Haktorah. He says the Haktorah of the Kaimitz, the burning the Kaimitz. And while he was burning the Kaimitz, he had in mind to burn the Levina after its time. So usually we say, Ein Mater Mefago Mater. There are two components that are Mater, the Shirayim of the Mincha. But here by Kaimitz, during the Kaimitz, the Haktorah of the Kaimitz, he has in mind, for Haktorah Levina, we say it's one. It's going to be Pigel. Why? Because here we're talking about that the Kaimitz and the Levina by the Haktorah, and they were created, or they are put into one keli, so it's connected. So therefore, if you have a machshavas pigul from one on the other, it's one. It's really considered as one mixture. Even according to Rabbanon, let's say you're not mefagel achatzi mater, and here he's being only mefagel the Levina part. We say no, it's really one part. Levina is part of the kaimitz, because it's created in one kli. So we're talking about mefagel from the. Oh, you mean from the ketayis? The same thing. He doesn't bring it down, but he says it's all one. Even though while he's burning the kaimitz, he has in mind for the levena to be burnt after this man. It's one mixture. It's all pigel. And even according to Rabbanan, mefagel chatzi mata, we don't consider chatzi mata. Hanimili heicha hishu b'sharai. Only. Well, if the machshavas pigul was not for the levena, he didn't have in mind for the levena to be burnt after the time. He had in mind when he was burning the kaimitz to eat the shirayim after a lot of time. Then it's called chatzi mater, and then it's no good according to Chachamim. But if he had in mind from one part, it is pigul then, because it's not pigul. I'm sorry, it's chatzi mater. He's doing only on the kmitza part for the shirayim. But if he's burning the kmitza and he has in mind for the levena, the pigul, to burn it after the time, then it's one. Or it says the Yemada levena memilsa kaima, and the levena remains like originally. It was not pigul because he didn't have a machshavas pigul on the levena. The whole machshavas pigul was on the shirayim. So therefore, the Chachamim say it's only a chatzi mata. It's not going to be pigul. Aval hacha chishav la bilevena. The chishav bekulei mater. Dummy, it says kikuli mater. It says bikuli mater dummy. It's as if he had a machshavas pigul in the whole thing together, even though he was burning the kmitza and he had a mind only on the levena. It's as if he had a machshavas pigul on the whole mixture because they created in one keli. Amadava, afanan. We also learned the Mishnah this way. Zehaklo. This is the rule. Kol koimetz. That's the first. There's 4 malachis by the mincha. You remember I told you the kmitza is like the shchita. Then you have the receiving the kmitza in a kli, and then bringing the kmitza to the mizbeach, and then burning it. It's like shchita, kabbalah, heilacha, and zrika. It's the same thing. So he said, this is the rule. Kol ha'kemetz. That's the first aveda. Ova anuisen b'kli, the one that's placing the kemetz in the kli, v'hamelech, and the one that's bringing it to the mizbeach. Had a machshavas pigul by any of these 4 avedas, or by hamakter, or by the haktorah. And what did he have in mind when he was doing one of these avodas? Lechel, to eat from the mincha, davar shadakid lechel. Something that is fitting to eat. The only thing you can eat is the shirayim. You don't eat the kmitza. The kmitza is supposed to be burned on the mizbeach. So he had in mind to eat the shirayim, which is something, which is the derech to eat, or lahakta, or to burn davar shadakid lahakta. Well, only which things are burned? The kaimitz, or the levena, but not the shirayim. Chutz l'mekayim, if you had a mind outside its place, that's not pigul. Chutz l'mekayim is possible. There's no kaddish. Chutz l'zmanoi. That's the pigul. If he had a mind after a lot of time for the bar mitzvah, for the wedding, that he's going to eat it next week, then it's machshavas pigul, a real pigul, because it's after a lot of time. You're going to be chayiv kaddish. Yeah, he's repeating. But here, the whole chiddush, Karis is Karis, not Malkus. Karis is a death. Malkus is a whipping. That's would be 550, let's say. Yeah. So over here, you asked me a good question. We learned it already. So he says he's bringing out Rabbi Lezer, who's passing the chiddush in Rabbi Lezer, that even though if it's Oh no! This is Abrais. I'm sorry. Says Gemara Lav. Looking at all these four avodas, one of the avodas was haktara. He wants to bring out this question. One of the avodas between the four avodas that you considered as pigul, if you did it by any of the four avodas. And
so what did he have?
1 minute. One second. Haktara to midahanach, and we're going to treat haktara machshavas of pigul just like by the other avodas. Mahanach, just like by the other avodas, what was the machshavas pigul? It was bein lechel, whether to eat the shrine after the allotted time, bein lahakter, or to burn the levina after the allotted time. So to have haktara, bein lechel, bein lahakter. Here it comes out like the children of Rechava, the sharp ones, that even though he had in mind by the koimetz, the kmitza, which is half, but he had in mind the machshavas pigul on the levina because that's the only part that is going to be burnt, lachazman, and you consider it as pigul. So he have a raya that even though it's only he's burning the kmitza and he did not have machshavas pigul on the kmitza itself, he had it only on the levina. We consider it as pigul because they were both created in one kli. So says it's not a good raya. Hanach, you're saying the avodah by the kmitza, the matan kli, is bein lechel, bein lahakta. There we said you're right. If the machshavas pigul was for after the time to eat the shirayim or to burn the levina, then it helps. But haktara, but by the burning of the kaimetz, lechel in. If he had in mind to machshavas pigul on the shirayim, that's good. Then it's going to be pigul. But lahakta, loy. I'm not going to say his machshava helps because that's the other matter. You don't have a proof that
What does he have in mind?
He wanted to bring a raya to the Charife, to Eifa, the two children, Eifa and Avim, the sharp ones. They said that even though it's one, there's two material, even if it's the kmitza for the levina, right? It's one matter for the other matter. He says, I don't consider it one matter for the other, I consider it all as one. And if he had a machshavas pigul by burning the kaimetz for the levina after it's a lot of time, he says even though kaimetz and levina are two separate things, since they were created in one keli, it's all one. Says you want to know raya from this brayso because there we said all the avedas, the pigul could be sai on the shiraim after the allotted time, or the piguls that the levina will be after the allotted time. But that's only by one of the Havedas, not by the Haktara. By the Haktara, there's only a part that can be burned with a Machshavas Pigul. Only one part. He's doing the Haktara of one, the Kmitza. So if he's burning the Kmitza and he has a mind Pigul by one of them...
What do you do with the Levinas also being man?
But he had a mind for the Levinas should be after it's man. So that shouldn't be Pigul, maybe. Maybe the Machshava of Pigul, when he said Haktara, only meant on the Shirayim. Not on the Levina, because when he did the kmitza, the burning of the kmitza, he had a mind to eat the shrine after the allotted time. That's where pigul will come in effect. But not if he had a mind by the kmitza for the Levina. It's two different material. These are two components that are matter the shrine. So maybe no, maybe it doesn't. You don't have proof. Says Gemara. Yosef Rav Menashe Ba'agada Kamei Abaya. Rav Menashe Ba'agada sat before Abaya. Yosef Kam Mishmei Rav Chisda, and he said in the name of Rav Chisda, Ein Haktara Mefagelis Haktara. One Haktara, meaning while he's burning the kmitza, and he has a machshavas pigul, meaning he has a mind for the second component for the levina to be burnt after the allotted time. He says it cannot. It doesn't take an effect. It can't because a matter. Mefagel matter. One matter cannot make another part of the matter.
Each one is a matter.
Each one is a matter.
Is a matter.
Right.
And the Levine is a matter.
Right. Right. And even according to Rabbi Meir, who says a chatzi matter, even though he has a machshava only on a chatzi matter, he says it's going to be there. It's pigul. Hanimili heicha the chishvehus shirayim. That's only when he had a machshava on the shirayim that he's going to eat the shirayim lachazman. But why? Because the kaimetz matter to who? Because the kaimetz is being matter the shirayim.
So what did he have?
Avalahacha the hakaimetz lab matter the levena. Here the kaimetz is not going to be matter the levena because levena is also matter. The two parts, two components that are being matter the shirayim. The kmitza of the flour and the burning of the levena. I mean the kmitza, the burning of the kmitza.
What was the pickle? Was on what?
On the shirayim. That's going to be pickle, even though it's a chatzi matter. Even though by the burning of the kmitza he had in mind to eat the shirayim after a lot of time. That takes an effect because
that is normal pickle.
yeah, that's normal pickle because the kaimetz is the one that's being matter the
What's the
shirayim.
problem here? What?
Here, because the kaimetz, when he had in mind burning the kaimetz for the levena after a lot of time, the kaimetz is not matter the levena.
No.
So you don't say to
They
pickle.
each are matter.
They each are matter, so it's different. So I'm not going to say a matter, mefagel matter. One matter cannot be mefagel. Another one.
What's the difference?
It's not going to be pickle. Amalei.
Say on the shirayim?
No. If he would have had in mind for during the burning of the kmitza, for that the shirayim should be eaten after a lot of time. That's pickle.
What are we talking about?
But when will it not be pickle if he had in mind by burning the kmitza that he's going to burn the levena after the tzman? It's a second component. Okay, Amalei Abaya. Abaya said, Ani Murray, answer me, my master. Did Avchiz the same as Shmei Rav? This din in the name of Rav. Amalei, yeah, he before said that he said this din. No, Rav was, I think, if I'm not mistaken, where was the words? What was the Rav? Okay, let's see, 15, if he brings it down. Rav Chizda, he is the Abai Ifdara of Rav Nashia. Yeah, so he says that it's not going to be matter, a matter, mefagel matter, yeah. Sagt die Gemara, Itman Nami, we also had learned, Rav Chizda Amar Rav Chizda said in the name of Rav, Ein Haktara Shal HaKoimetz, the burning of the Kmitza cannot be mefageles Haktara, the burning of the Levena, when he had in mind that the Levena should be burnt lachazman. He said it's not going to happen. It's not pigul. We have a Mishnah that's proof to this. Shachat echad akvasim, the shnei kivsei atzeres that are brought to be mated the shtei achalas. So what happened? Shachat echad akvasim. He shachted. He slaughtered one of the kivsei atzeres. Lachem imenu l'malcha to eat from the also the shchit of the kevis. I want to tell you, it's not only mated the shtei alachem, it's mated the meat of that behemoth that you're shachting. And he had in mind, I'm going to shach this behemoth. Now I can eat the meat, but I don't want to eat it today. We're having a wedding next week. Bar mitzvah. Okay, we're having a bar mitzvah next week. I'm saving for the bar mitzvah. You sound like Shimon Machkin. I had what's his name? Mr. Shear was our math teacher. He gave an example of a boat. He said, "Please, no boats, planes. Give an example, planes." He said to one of the kvasim, to eat from the zevach after there a lot of time. Who pigel b'chavei kosher? That kevis itself, where he had machshavas pigel to eat that meat that he shechted, that behemoth which he shechted to eat it after a lot of time. That's yeah, correct. But chavei kosher, chavei is kosher. How about lachma chavei? When he shechted the first kevis, he says, "This one I'm eating today, I'm eating right. But tomorrow when I shech, or today when I shech the second one, that one is going for next week." He says that's nothing. Because ein mat mefagel mat, shnei sheinen. He says that then it's both are kosher. My timer la mishum the kivan lab mata the day, because one kevis is not mata the other kevis.
So what happens with that kevis that he does it a week later? That he eats it a week later?
No, it's just a machshava, but he's eating it today. Usually, even if you have a machshavas pigul, even though you're not following up on what your thoughts, and you're eating it in the right time, you're going to be chai v'kares just for having that thought. Says the Gemara, lab mata the dayu. One kevis is not a mata of the second kevis.
How does he know what he thinks?
He says what he thought.
He
If not, we don't know. We're not mind readers. Because one kevis cannot be mefagel on another kevis. Okay, because one kevis is not mata the other
But he
kevis.
had pigel on the first one.
Huh?
What did he have pigel on?
If he had pigel on the first kevis, he had in mind to eat the kevis I'm shechting today to eat this meat next week. That kevis is going to be pigel. But if he shechted it and said, "No, this one I'm eating today," but the one that I'm going to shecht in a couple of minutes, That meat is for next week. So if he eats it today, it's still kosher. He's not chayiv kodesh because it's not this kevis. Is where do we say machshavas pigel on something that becomes mutter from something else? Is becoming mutter from something else. The second kevis is not becoming mutter from the first kevis. Okay, says Gemara loy. He says Gemara says this is no. So 1 minute. So what do we see here? By that Torah also, when you're burning the koimetz, and you say, I have in mind that the second component, the levayna, I'm going to do it for Hachazman. We have a raya here. It's not going to be mefagelit. So, it shouldn't be a pickle, yeah. So it shouldn't be able to be mefagelit. Levayna says Gemara loy. You have no raya. Hasam dear dafki by kivsiyat tzeres. I'll say the loy ikad b'chad mana. There, they were not established in one keli. Each keves is done separately. And therefore, it's two separate matirim, and one is not mat to the other. But over here, the levayna and the kmitzar are established in one kli. It's created in one kli. So it's considered as one. So if he had in mind pigel on one of them, it's automatically, it's all one. They're together.
We didn't have read that before, no?
Right, that was what we thought, because the Kivsat said us, you see it's two separate.
Yeah,
so Koimetz and Levina is two separate. He said, no, two Kvasma, two separate things. But by Koimetz and Levina, they're established in one Kli, so it's all one mixture. So if one has
Where do you
pickles,
put the Levina on?
no, it's put in
Is that
one
okay?
bowl. The Levina and the Kmitz is done in one bowl when you burn it, by the burning. Haktar. Okay. Rav Hamnuna had said, this Hayra is absorbed in me. Meaning, Rab Chanina, Ivlali, Rab Chanino, Skilali, Kekuli Talmudi. To me, it's compared, Rab Hamnuna says, it's so special to me, this Hayra, like all the Talmud, all the whole Talmud that I had learned. This one is special.
What do you get excited about?
I don't know. We'll soon see. If he was burning the koimetz with the intention to burn the levayna, and then he says, and lechel hashirayim lamacha, and also to eat the shirayim after the allotted time. So his pigul was not only on the levayna; it was on while he was burning the koimetz. It was also on the shirayim that he'll eat it after the allotted time.
Okay.
What is he coming to teach us here? It's so
Then
simple.
everything is pigel.
Oh, so yes, it's pigul. So by Kamash, what is he coming to teach us?
Beside the shirayim, inside the
Levayna, it's pigul. Yeah, what is he coming to teach us? If he's coming to teach us like the Charife, the Pumbedisa, that when it comes to kmitza, the burning of the kmitza, having a machshavas pigul on the levayna, that's what you want to tell us, that it's pigul. So lema, just say that in hikter koimetz lahak the levayna, and that's it. That you come to even, so that's all he should have said. That's the chiddush. Oh, you're going to say no? That's not the chiddush. Like Ameya. Ameya says even though he had only machshava of pigul on the flour itself, not together with the levayna, for the shirayim to eat it after the zman. So that's called a chatzi matter because you need both components to be burned. So, but according to Ameya, it is pigul. So you come to tell us that like the halachas like Ameya, even though the machshavas pigul was based on only the kmitza part that's being burned, not that levayna, that he's going to eat the shirayim after the allotted time, that it's going to be pigul. Lema, if that's your chiddush, so say lema hikter koimetz. He only burned the kmitza, the flour part, by the machshava al das lach shirayim lamacha on the thought to eat the shirayim after the allotted time. And he wants to tell you it's pigul. If that's the chiddush, say that. Why are you bringing in the other case of haktaras hakoimetz for the haktaras levayna lachazman? So and eat havai kamashmalan. And if he wants to tell us both, so say the wording as if it's two. Lema hikter koimetz lahakta levayna. Vi, add the word, the letter vav. Vi lechel shirayim macha as two different chidushim, two different cases. But you didn't say it that way. You said, what was the lashon? Lahakta levayna lechel shirayim. You didn't make it. You didn't separate the two. And if it's two chidushim, you said one thing. So say that. You should have said it as two separate chidushim. If it's two chidushim, you want to tell us.
Everything is pigul.
Yeah, everything is pigul. But if you're telling me there are two dinim, you're telling me here Sai b'negeya to the when you're by burning the kaimets, you had in mind to burn the levaina lachazman. That it's pigul. That's one din. That we follow the charife, the pumadisa, the sharp ones, and the second din is like Ameya, that even though he had the machshava only on half of the matir, because both one is the kmitza of the silas, and one is the burning of the levaina, and he only had by the silas the thought that he's going to eat shiraim after the lot of time, and that makes a pigul. So say that as a second din. But you said that no, you mingled it together. You said while he was burning the kmitza, he had a thought to burn levaina after the zman and eat the shiraim after the zman. What do you want to say here? Two. Why do you need two things in the same thought? Okay. Really, he holds that against the charife, one component, meaning the burning of the kmitza, cannot passel the levaina if he had a thought to burn the levaina lachazman. He holds that it doesn't, and he also holds faglin bechatzimate, that if you only had the machshavas pigul for the shirayim, only while burning the kmitza, but not while burning the levaina, he says it's not going to be pigul because he doesn't. That's Rabmeir says it is. It's like the it's like the chachamim. He says we don't hold like Rabmeir. So, but hacha, v'shani hacha. Over here, this case is different. We're going to make it all pigul. Why? The pashal machshav v'kol mincha. Because here he was mispashit. He spread his machshava pigul in all the parts of the mincha. So side by the kaimet, side by the levaina, and also in the shirayim. He spread out. He had a machshavas pigul on the levaina. He had a machshavas pigul on the shirayim at the same time. So there, it's going to be pigul. That's what he wants to say. Even though if you take them separately, it won't be pigul. But if his thought is on both, then it spreads out. So if you want to Tana coming to Rav Yitzchak Baba, he says there was a Tana who was a buck in the Braises, and he learned before Rav Yitzchak, Hikta kaimetz lechel shirayim. If he burned the kaimetz with the thought of pigul to eat the shayim after its man, pigul. According to everybody, that's a regular pigul. In fact, what do you mean according to everybody? Well, we said Yameir says a chatzi mater. Even if you had machshavas pigul only by the burning of the kaimetz and not by the burning of levaina to eat the shiraim lachazman, Yameir is the only one that says it's still pigul. Chacham say if you want it to be the shiraim should be pigul, he has to have the machshava not only by burning the seilis but also by burning the levaina.
Even though they're two separate materials.
Yeah, you need by both matirim in order because the chamim, yeah. So Allah Ema says, you're right, it's not according to everybody, but the Divi Hakol puzzle, but really according to everyone it's puzzle. Says it's puzzle. In fact, Yimara is a pigul. Say that it's pigul. V'Rameir only follows the Shita Rameir. Why do you have to change the word in the Braisa from pigul to puzzle? Leave the word pigul and just say V'Rameir and Sameir. Says Yimara Tana Divi Hakol last name. Because we learned in the beginning of the Bible, everybody agrees. So if you want to say everybody agrees, you cannot learn pigul. Yeah, so pigul with puzzle, and you have to say the pigul with puzzle nichleflei that he made a mistake between pigul and puzzle. According to that, he made a mistake. Pigul puzzle was puzzle, and everybody agrees it's like you know the story. I told you there was a guy that came. That he can make a chatzi mate even if he has a machshavas pigul by one component of what's being mate the shirayim, it's done enough to make it pigul.
The whole everything.
The shirayim pigul. If he had in mind the shirayim to eat it after a lot of time by the kmitz itself, by the burning of the kmitz itself, but not by the burning of the levaina. Oh, you have to side by the burning of the kmitz and the levaina. Okay, yeah. I want to say that it says that possible you make a mistake with pigul. There's a famous story. There was a guy, he came to some city and he asked, how's Chaim? He says, Nifte Givaron. And how's Meshe Pincha? Nifte Givaron. Chaim Yankel. Nifte Givaron. And he says, no, Nifte Pifta, be a lept. He didn't know. Shmechal Givaron. Nifte Pifta. It's like they say, what was that ship that broke? Titanic. So, so they said there was a Jew that sunk the Titanic.
That sunk it?
That sunk
got
it.
sunk with
They,
it?
no, they sunk it.
Himself?
So this, what do you come up with that? He says Goldberg did it. No, you mean iceberg? Iceberg, Goldberg, it's all the same. Sagt die Mishnah. Somebody makes a kmitza on the mincha lechel to eat from it outside the time or outside its place. It's something that's not meant to be eaten. He had in mind to eat the kmitza, eat it after the lot of time, but it's not something that you eat. Or lahakter, he had in mind to eat the shirayim of the mincha, which is made for the person to eat it. He had in mind to burn it after the time. It's kosher. It's kosher. Rabbi Paisel because atu dava haroyi for something that will be fit, and he'll make that mistake. Lechel dava shadak lechel ulahakta dava shadak ulahakta pas mikazayis. What's if he had in mind machshavas pigel to eat something that's fit to eat, but after the time in the Gemara, not this is the Mishnah, or to burn it after the time, but there's something that's the derech to burn it, like the kaimitz lavaina. He had in mind to eat it to burn it after the time, but it was pas mikazayis. It was less than the share of kezayis. Then it's kosher because he didn't have a full kezayis. What's if he had a kezayis, but the kezayis was made up with two components? He had in mind to eat the shirayim a half a zayis after a lot of times, so you have one half a zayis, and to burn the kaimetz a half a zayis after a lot of time. Maybe we should put it together. Says no, kosher. Because the two are not combined. I forgot to say, Hadan Allah, Hakem Salamich, we should return to you, Hakem Salamich. Okay. Rabbi Yassi. Rabbi Yassi, Rabbi Yechon said the name of Rabbi Yechon, my timer. What is the reason, Rabbi Lezer, that he says if it's something that's not dark in the kach, Rabbi Lezer says it's going to, why is it going to be possible? It says the Amakra, it says in the Pasuk, it says a double lashon, hey achel yachel. There are two achilas that Torah is talking about. One is talking about the achila, the shirayim that a person, it's the derech for a person to eat. And one is talking about what the mizbeach eats, which is the kaimetz and the levayna. Just like that there is pigol by achilas adam, so too there is by achilas mizbeach. Meaning, just like the machshava, which is a dava haroy la'achilas adam, like the shirayim. If he had in mind to eat it after the zman, it's going to become pigol. So, and so too, if he had a machshava on something that's right to be burnt on the mizbeach, like the kaimitz levana, that it should be burnt after a lot of time. So he says, mechashvim. So too, you can have pigul if he had in mind to the food which normally he eats to burn on the mizbeach after a lot of time. That's going to be pigul. And the food that goes on the mizbeach, he had in mind to eat it after the lot of time. It will also be pigul. My time. What's the reason? Because the Torah learned the Haktara, the uses the lashon of burning in the lashon of achila, so they mingle to each other. So it doesn't matter if it was something that's not the derech to eat. Right. He had in mind to eat it after this man, like the Kaimitz Levena, and so too the reverse. Who don't learn that way. The Torah uses Haktara in the lashon of achila. It says the that when he had in mind of machshavas pigul, we don't care if he used the lashon haktar, which is not the normal lashon for a regular person, or if he used the lashon of achila for the mizbeach, it's still going to be pigul. But not that you could have pigul on something that's not the derech to be eaten or not the derech to be burned. Inami, or another chiddush he's coming to tell you. To tell you the shear. The shear of pigul has to be the shear of a kizayis. That's why it says a lashon achila, because the achila is normally a lashon kizayis. And really, the lashon achila, when it says achila, it means the things that are roy to eat, the shirayim. You can. That's where Machshavas people will take an effect. But not if you had a mind to eat the Kainas Levaina after this man. That's not the derech to eat. That will not be pigul. Rabbi Lo, so what does that mean? You can use the Lashon Achila and Aktorah for even though it's not the normal Lashon, but as long it's the derech for whatever you're having pigul for. Let's say you had a mind to burn something that you're supposed to eat after the allotted time, right? You use the Lashon Aktorah, but you meant to eat, it's not a problem. But it's something that's derech to eat, it's right. Okay, but Rabbi Lezer who says it's good. In Cain, so what is Rabbi Lezer going to say? Rabbi Lezer says, even something that's not the derech, we still say the Lashon, we still say pigul takes the fact. Where does he learn that out? He says, let the Torah write, let him use the same Lashon. Hey Yachal. Inami in Yachal. My hey Yachal, ye Yachal. Why are you taking two tzuris, two different tzuris of Achila? One is hey Yachal and one is ye Yachal. So obviously Shamat Minah Tagta. He's come to tell you even on something that's not the derech, pigul takes an effect. If that's the reason of Rabbi Lezer, that even the Hadav Shein derech, that's not the derech. Pigul takes an effect. Mishum hachi who kares not lechayevu. So then he should be chayev kares. If you say he's not chayev kares, like how could you say that? You yourself said in the name of Rabbi Yochanan that Rabbi Lezer is in agreement that there's no punishment of kares. It's not a derech. Amalei. So Rav Asi answered Rabbi Zera like this: Tanoi yalib Rabbi Lezer. It's really a machlekes of Tanoi. There's a mandam that says it's a psul daraisa on achila shaloi kedarka. If you have in mind, so then if it's a psul daraisa, then it's oinish kares. It's pigul. But there's a mandam that says in Rabbi Lezer that if he had a machshavas pigul on something that's not the derech to eat, it's only midrabanan. It's just exida. He might have the machshavas pigul on something that is the derech to eat, so it's only midrabanan. Yeah, Kenzai Malkus. And then here he brings you a brisa, which I guess we'll have to wait till tomorrow. Yeah.